Hi, it's Dr. K, tattoo artist from Germany. I just want to say welcome to this very first lesson of my tattoo tutorial part 1, line work. Line work skills are the fundament of every successful tattoo artist career. You'll need crisp, clean and solid outlines for almost any tattoo style. Bold outlines for traditional designs. Neat, solid and with the same strength. Fine and delicate lines for mandala and ornamental designs. Parallel lines for geometric designs. You'll need perfect lines in modern style designs. And even realistic designs demand perfect lines. So how come that some artists can make perfect lines while others fail, even after years of experience? Some may answer it is because they are gifted, but that's simply wrong. Instead of talent, it is these three things. First, being nitpicking and self-critical. Second, knowing the right techniques. And third, the persistence to train the hand-eye coordination again and again. First, being nitpicking and self-critical is maybe the most important quality of a tattoo artist when it comes to line work. If you can't see or can't admit that this year is shitty line work, you will never get really good. This year is an early tattoo work of mine. Not too bad for a beginner, you may say, but in fact this one has a lot of flaws. You can see some shaky lines here, over there. And you can also see lines that should have been parallel here and here, but I didn't manage to get them parallel. Also, when you look at this part here and here, that's a part where I got too deep, and this resulted in scars and ruptures. And this is really the worst case of tattooing. In contrast to that, for example, here and here are lines that are not solid and which look weak and pale. And here, for example, you can see lines that I started over and over again instead of doing it in one go. So if you want to learn to make good line work, you must always challenge yourself. Here you see another tattoo work of mine, which I did 2 years ago. And the lines are dead straight and parallel. They have the same strength overall, the whole design. All lines are solid, but not too deep. And it's a work that I was 100% satisfied with. So the first requirement to build up great line work skills is to set your ambitions high and never lower it. To become able to distinguish between good and bad line work and getting a feeling for what details make a tattoo look nice, you can train for yourself. During my first years of being a tattoo artist, I spent a lot of time looking closely at the work of others in social media and magazines, comparing and analyzing. And this way I learned a lot about how neat lines must look like. The second requirement for building great line work skills is, of course, knowing the technique. And because it's actually quite unlikely to find out for yourself by trial and error, it's best to have a professional explain it to you in detail and step by step. This is what the first 12 lessons of this tutorial are for. I'll tell you everything you need to know about line work techniques. Lesson 2. What needle to choose for making lines. Lesson 3. Power supply adjustment and working speed for line work. Lesson 4. What is the right depth for the needle in the skin? Lesson 5. The 2 ways of handling the machine with regard to the needle distance. Lesson 6. The best way to hold the tattoo machine. Lesson 7. What is the best angle to hold the machine? Lesson 8, the best body posture while making lines, and Lesson 9, the easiest way to stretch the skin properly. Lesson 10, the best movement pattern for making neat lines. Lesson 11, the tattooing process explained step by step, and Lesson 14, summary while a live tattoo session. After finishing these lessons, it's the theoretical part, you definitely fulfill the second requirement that you need to make great line work. Because you will have gained all the knowledge about line work techniques in short time that I have gained during the years of my tattooing experience. Now let's talk about the third requirement to learn to make great line work, the persistence to train your hand-eye coordination. As soon as you are aware how neat line work must look like and know the right line work techniques, all you have to do is training to apply them along with perfecting your hand-eye coordination. And that is exactly what Lesson 12 will do. In Lesson 12.1 to 12.30, you'll find my unique line work training program. In this 30 hands-on video exercises, you'll look over my shoulder while I am tattooing and live explaining everything I do. Unlike any other tutorial out there, we will systematically build up your line work skills from scratch. With one exercise a day, you will perfect your hand-eye coordination within 30 days and practice to finding the perfect position that stabilizes your hand. How to make difficult lines like circles, and even more difficult ones like straight lines and parallels. You'll learn to continue a line after having lost it or repositioned your hand, and redoing a line to make it solid without making it broader. Dozens of little secret tricks I use to achieve great results with my line work. It doesn't matter if you ever held a tattoo machine in your hand before or if you're an advanced beginner who just wants to improve. By the time you finish this line work training program, your line work will have massively improved. And to ensure your success, I have summarized the most common problems of beginner tattoo artists and show you how to solve them in the last lesson of my line work tutorial. In Lesson 14, frequent problems with line work and their solution. So if you are having problems getting the ink under the skin, or have a shaky hand sometimes, or get shaky lines, or are having problems to get lines that are solid after the healing process, or tend to go too deep and get scarred lines and blowouts, or are having problems to hit the stencil, you will find instructions to get rid of this problem in that last lesson.
To become a tattoo artist, but you didn't dare to start learning because you were afraid you could fail. Or you tried how to tattoo self-taught in the past, but have stopped making progress. Maybe you have so many questions about how to make solid line work, but there was no one you could ask. Or perhaps you thought about attending a tattoo apprenticeship or a tattoo course, but you simply couldn't afford it. Well, then this is the right thing for you. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this first lesson, which was the introduction to my line work tutorial. Take care, and I really look forward to see you for the next lesson. Goodbye.